Hi, welcome! I'm Mary and I hook books. I crochet things inspired by books, mostly science fiction, mystery thriller, a little fantasy, and whatever other genres I feel like sprinkling in. It's February, so I figure short month, short books. I'm going to be working on my make ahead stash. We have, I think, 2 months until the next pathology bingo, so I'm gonna get a good head start on that while I listen to some short story collections and novellas. As they say, no plan survives contact with reality. So I'm filming this at the end. I know what happens. See if you can guess what happens. There's definitely been some changes in my plans, and I am both horrified and excited.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling now? When all the pieces seem like they can't be found.
I finished 3 books today. First was Blake Crouch, Famous, and all the literary girlies are going nuts for this. I was like, where's the technology? Where's the sci-fi? Where's the totally bonkers but somehow like believable, crazy, like technological idea? And that is not what this is. I guess this was first published in 2011, which like makes sense because no one has a smartphone. But it was like republished recently in like 2021, I think the end credit said. So it definitely is an earlier work, and it's not in his usual genre. Like there was like a, oh, there it is, toward the end where I was like, okay, this is Blake Crouch. But it mostly was just kind of a guy being uncomfortable. So definitely not my favorite Blake Crouch. I do think a lot of people will like this, even though I did not find it that original. But apparently it's being turned into a movie with Zac Efron, so I'll go see it. I listened to Project Who, and this is so old now. This was a radio broadcast with various interviews about the upcoming Doctor Who reboot. So this was them getting excited and promoting the Doctor Who that apparently rebooted in 2005. And now we're all the way in 2025, and they did like a soft reboot. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I do love Nkurikawa's Doctor. I also finished Ubuntu, and this is just like how to win friends and influence people. The people that need to read it will never read it, and the people who do read it, you're generally preaching to the choir. But I guess it's hard for me to imagine that people need to be taught these things. But they do. Like, the first principle is to meet people as people first, and then appreciate them for their contributions second, and that we're all one human family. And I forget that that is a totally weird foreign concept to a lot of people, and people need to be taught these things. So I do appreciate what it's saying. It just didn't bring anything new to me. And a lot of the ideas also overlap with Buddhism, which is why I forget what book. I think it's the Book of Joy. I'm gonna get this totally wrong. It's either Mandela or Tutu, but they're on the cover with the Dalai Lama. So, like, very similar vibes and ideas. So, I didn't get anything really new from it. I do appreciate the writing style where it's told in a story of this hypothetical office and these managers learning these principles. So I feel like that's very accessible, even though I personally would have liked more of, like, this is the principle, this is how you apply the principle, very almost more academic. But I think this will appeal to a lot of people, and I would definitely recommend it broadly. It just didn't do that much for me.
I'll be the friend that is standing there. I'll be the hand holding all your cares. I see you now, I'm not going anywhere. We'll find our way back home.
I listened to a meeting with Medusa, and yes, we do not give bad people money, but Arthur C. Clarke has been dead for a while, and it is a sci-fi classic. I would have loved this like 10 years ago. It has very Solaris vibes, just the, like, we're on an alien planet, and look at all this cool stuff. The end. So there was a thing at the beginning with, like, a dirigible crash, and I was like, oh, okie dokie, I guess I get how that's like a jellyfish. It was okay. I used to love classic sci-fi so much, and I have just fallen out of love with it overall. But I do think this is a nice one, like Solaris, to put the audiobook on when I'm trying to fall asleep. I also started a short story collection by Stephen King, You Like It Darker, and the foreword is basically Stephen King going, oh, you like it dark? Well, we'll make it darker. I'm like, oh, okay, Stephen, go off. Like, and I am 12% into the audiobook, and I usually listen to things at 1.3 to like 1.5 speed, but I was getting so bored during the first story that it was at like 1.85, and I was like, are we there yet? And like, eventually it went somewhere. I didn't really care about where it ended up, but like it eventually, I guess it went somewhere. It is a cleverly constructed story. It's called like Two Great Bastards, and I get it. I just didn't really like it.
We'll find our way back home. No, we'll never have to walk alone. We'll find our way back home. Whoa, I'm coming home.
Continuing with You Like It Darker, I enjoyed the fifth step. I thought it was good. It had a nice little unexpected punch. My ring light just died. And I really liked that. I think that is like what a short story should be. And then Willie the Weirdo, also, like, so good. Very, again, short, punchy. Then there's literally, like, there's a novel in this short story collection. Steven, do you understand the concept of a short story collection? It's a 68 chapter novel inside of a short story collection that I DNF'd. It is 68 chapters. And it's interesting. This guy like he has a dream and there's a dead body, and then he like tells people about the dead body and everyone thinks that he did it, and like it was just very slow, and I got very bored, and I was like, I'm not listening to another 40 chapters of this story that is not interesting me. So I DNF'd that. So I went from like 30% of the way through the book to 50%.
Not gonna step back, not gonna step back now. We're flying higher, we're gonna reach the clouds. I'll be the friend that is standing there. I'll be the hand.
Kitty update. So, Finn in You Like It Darker, I literally don't remember the next day. I cannot remember what it was about. And then on Slide In Road, like, that was so good. Like, it had all the classics, you know, intergenerational drama, dead bodies, suspense, drama, amazing. And then the red screen, I was like, oh, Steven, I love it when you try to be feminist, like, I think. But the story itself was just eh. Then, Turbulence Expert, it's like a 6-chapter novella, short story, I don't even know, and nah. But Rattlesnake was so good. It is almost like a novella, but it's got a follow-up to what happened to the parents in Cujo, so that's cool. And it also mentions Duma Key, which was actually the first Stephen King book that I ever read, so I enjoyed that one. There's also a story called Lori about an old grieving man who gets a dog, and I loved it. I liked it so much. It was so sweet. Not what I would generally expect of a Stephen King, but like a really great story.
I see you now, I'm not going anywhere. We'll find our way back home. We'll find our way back home. No, we'll never have to walk alone. We'll find our way back home. I'm coming
Kitty cat update. So I finished You Like It Darker. I liked the story The Dreamer. That was very classic, kind of Lovecraftian, super creepy. And then The Answer Man just wasn't my style. I appreciate the writing, and it does kind of make you think, if you could know, would you want to? But I would say it was just okay. So overall, You Like It Darker, the stories I liked, I really liked, but unfortunately, I think this is like 2 stars. Fortunately, I did listen to M to WTF, and this was published in 2020. So I'm kind of impressed that this is actually her third audiobook that she did. And then later she went on to write Patricia Wants to Cuddle. I did not know this was the same author until I looked it up on Goodreads. And that I feel is mismarketed a little bit, but I did enjoy it. And M to WTF, It was what it said it did on the tin. It was funny and heartfelt, and thankfully this was a 5-star. So I changed my plans completely. A former student of mine has had her brother detained illegally, and they are raising money for his legal funds. So I have been making all sorts of protest crochet. I love the little snowflake there, getting my Tunisian crochet skills in order. And just doing what I can. I cannot fix the world, but I can bring a little bit of positivity to it. I am going to give her the first dibs if she does want any of them, but then I may actually start my Etsy store. I haven't decided Etsy or eBay. Where do you think I'll be able to get more money? Because whatever I make from selling these, I am going to donate to their legal fund. And I love nonviolent resistance. I really like that they've had a resurgence. These were hats that the Norwegians wore and made in World War II, and apparently this tassel is a resistance symbol. So I also made 2 of these hats. Let me know, where should I go, eBay or Etsy? I have been working on actually opening and putting things on my Etsy store forever, but we're gonna pull the trigger and we're gonna do it, and we're going to donate to bring Sebastian home. I will have the link to the GoFundMe in the description box, so if you can, please donate. The world is on fire, and this is what I can do to put out at least a little bit of it and make the world just that much better. So I hope you donate or you find your way of making the world better, resisting things that are not part of our country's moral character, helping each other, check in on your friends, your neighbors. When I get my Etsy or eBay, I will link that in the description box as well. And let me know how you're doing. Do all the YouTubies, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And definitely, now, more important than ever, keep your shoulders back, your heads up, and breathe.